Hello, and welcome to another knife video, a knife review video if you want to call that. So, today we are reviewing, two knives. They're both case knives, but they're two different or two different models, I guess. I don't fucking know. And, first off, I gotta say that these two knives hold a real good place in my heart because these were my grandfather's knives, and there's kind of a story with me and my grandfather, and I'm not going to get too in depth with it just because it's a little on the personal side, and he was one that didn't want to be on the web to see his picture or anything like that. He's not into Facebook or anything like that. But these two knives were passed down to me, and he always brought them. Well, he brought this one with him to wherever he went. It could be grocery shopping or whatever. They're just little pocket knives. They're not too big. And if I can open this fucking, what they are is case knives. See there? See, they're not really that big or anything like that. The inside of this is a little dirty, but no matter. Both of these are the case with the double X on them, and basically what the double X means is that they were heat treated and pretty much it was cured, I guess, to the point where it was honed perfectly to get that razor sharp edge. And this one still is razor sharp. He always kept care of his knife, but I know on the blade, and I'm not sure if I forgot this thing's inverted. You can see right at the base of that blade. It's kind of blurry, but it says case and two X's. And yeah, that's pretty much what it means, is that it was honed to a razor sharp edge. And for those who don't know what honing is normally how people hone knives is, and my hone is all the way over there, but basically you take your blade, take some rawhide leather, and there's the real smooth side and the real rough side. On the rough side you get rouge, or that's what they call it, is rouge. It's basically a polish, and it's kind of like a hard clay. I'm not saying that it is for sure a hard clay, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. But basically, you rub the rouge back and forth on the rough side of the leather, and you strop the blade. And here I'll go ahead and show you how to strop a knife and hone a knife. Well, stropping is honing, but yeah, to get that shine and get that edge on it. Because when you strop a knife, you can somewhat see that this is not really the cleanest of blades compared to my butterfly knife, which I gotta get through the cans of chew to get to, compared to that. See how that's nice and shiny? Now, you get this, let's just look at this little flat blade. See how there's some spots on it that are a little dirty? That's just like dirt and whatnot. And like over time, blades, they kind of get little tiny pits in them. And sometimes they're too small to where we can't see until dirt and whatnot actually gets in it. But when you strop a knife, can't even get my butterfly knife in there. I need to get rid of all this chill. Basically, when you strop a knife, it will give you that shine effect, and it also makes it razor sharp. Like this knife here, you know, I'm going to use the good old cutting the hair test, because you can tell I have a decent amount of hair on my arm. Wetting it a little bit, and just real easily go over it. And this blade isn't really that sharp, believe it or not. Because he hasn't sharpened this blade in a long ass time, so I'll try the other blade. Now, this normally case knives, and this is the other one is a brand new one. I'll show you how sharp that is, but this one is really old and it needs sharpened. But that is the case XX knife. So there's that one, and like I said, it's, what's a good length? About the size of my middle finger. And I'm not going to go ahead and show you my straight up middle finger it, because I don't want to be flipping you guys off. So yeah, but they come in all sorts shapes and sizes, so you can get them pretty much anywhere. You can get case knives anywhere. Any sporting goods outlet store, like Field and Stream, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, you know, they have case knives. Now this one was and I'll get it into a little bit personal, but this knife I'm about to show you was the last really gift I was able to buy my grandfather before he passed away. And he passed away due to cancer, and I try not to think too much on it just because it was a terrible day to see him go. But this knife I got at Field and Stream. I'm not sponsoring them at all, but I'm an outdoorsman. I go to them. It came into a nice box. It has the American flag on it, you know. And if you're going to get a case knife, for God's sake, keep the box, because over time these things are worth a lot of money. Because just this knife itself, you know, it could be worth, fuck, maybe in time, like a while ago, a while from now, I should say, it could be worth like maybe $150, because Case, and this is what I heard, I'm not 100% if this is true, but Case it started making knives in USA, but now I'm hearing that Case is being made in China, and they're being assembled in the USA. So, but anyway, enough of that. This is the Case tiny toothpick knife. I'm going to try to clean it as much as possible, but this was the knife I got him for, I believe, his birthday. And you know, I thought, you know, that's a sharp looking knife. It's not really to use on a daily basis, but it's good to just put on a shelf and say, wow, that's a nice looking knife. The handle is, I'm not sure if that's actual bone. I don't think it is, but this is also a double X one. Actually, wait, let me get that in the light. It says it might be in the triple X. But, it was made in the USA, and the best way to tell if a knife is made in the USA is on the blade it says USA. But, you know, and I actually forgot to test how sharp it is. Now, here again, I'm going to see how sharp it is. If you're going to test how sharp a knife is, by all God's name, please be careful, because you would cut yourself if you're not. See, I've been doing this for years, so I know how to do it, but you always weten your hairs if you're going to do the hair test, but that fucker is dragging hardcore. And you can see, ish, maybe, I can't. You can see a little bit of hair there, but it didn't really bald me at all because I have so much of it. But maybe that, I don't know. I don't know. It cut my hair, but it is sharp, and you know, for a while now, after he passed, me and my grandmother were actually looking for this knife because we were thinking, where'd that little white knife go? And we had the hell of a time trying to find it. And just now, today, we found it. So that's a relief, because if we lost this, I would be fucking heartbroken because of it. But and it's wrapped in little tissue paper too. So, but if you're thinking about getting a knife, a good case knife is probably the way to go if you're looking for just a pocket knife. Now, a case knife as well for a Barlow knife, as well for an Imperial, which is Barlow, I think, but yeah. I use them for small stuff. Like, you don't want to be shaving branches or hacking away or using it as a screwdriver or anything like that for a pocket knife. It's just like opening letters and little stuff, cutting fishing line, the small stuff. Because that is actually a good way to not only hurt yourself, but it would also cause damage to it over time. So, by all means, don't do that. So, that's pretty much all I'm going to review today for a knife, as those two case knives. I know that was the first knife that I've ever gotten, and that was at like 13 years old. So, and it has like a little canoe. I might actually show it on another video, but yeah, it's a case will always be a really good knife company. So, if you're looking for a good little pocket knife just to have, for a start, case is the way to go. You know, don't waste your money on these Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese. Not insulting those places, but the knives that I've had that were made in China and whatnot, they dull really quickly. They're not made with the same kind of metal or the same kind of strength of metal, because yeah, they just suck. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little review. If you have, please leave a like down below and let me know if you like case knives. So yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.